Thank you very much. Thank you, Johann. Thank you for your hospitality today. And it's a great pleasure to be here in Berlin. It is, as Johann has said, we have had very many discussions in different parts of the world. So it's a pleasure to be able to now continue those here in Germany, because it is partnerships like this hugely important and strong partnership between the UK and Germany, are what make the UK stronger at home. Be it partnerships on economic growth and on trade, the partnerships on security, particularly around the threats from Russia and the impact on Ukraine, and partnerships to tackle challenges like illegal migration. The joint working we are able to do between our countries makes each of our countries stronger and helps tackle the problems that we face at home. We are taking forward together the UK-Germany Kensington Treaty that we signed in July and that is delivering for the British and German people alike. Germany is already the UK's second largest trading partner, worth £146 billion, but is putting money in the pockets of hardworking Brits. And tomorrow, German defence technology company Stark will open a new facility in Swindon, its first expansion outside Germany, creating more than 100 highly skilled jobs and a brand new 400,000 square foot warehouse to build unmanned systems to help defend Ukraine. They're supporting our economic relationship, but supporting our security relationship too. I also want to thank Johann for the joint work that we are doing to tackle illegal migration, and also particularly the small boat crossings that undermine UK border security and put lives at risk. We know that right across Europe and beyond, criminal gangs, criminal smuggler and trafficking gangs operate across borders to make their vile profits, and so we as governments and law enforcement need to cooperate across borders in order to bring them down. As a result of the Kensington Treaty and as a result of joint action plans that we have previously signed, the German government has agreed the change in the law, and we expect now this change in the German law to pass through Parliament before Christmas and to be in force in January. And that means our police will jointly be able to pursue the criminal gangs who have been storing small boats in warehouses across Germany, who have been exploiting our borders right across Europe and into the UK in order to make a vile profit from trading in human lives. It is a result of our cooperation that we are able to go after the criminal gangs that undermine our border security at home. And also on this strengthening from our border security to strengthening our national security, we will continue to be at the heart of the cooperation on tackling the threat from Russia to Europe, and where nothing is more important than standing with Ukraine against Russia's brutal war. As key coalition of the willing partners, we are ratcheting up the economic pressure on Russia at every opportunity, directly targeting the revenue streams that fuel the Kremlin's war machine and cutting off critical mineral supplies. And alongside our friends and partners and close collaboration between the UK and Germany, we will continue that collaboration to strengthen European security. We know that Ukraine's security is our security. Our UK Defence Secretary has today confirmed that a Russian spy ship, the Yantar, is on the edge of UK waters north of Scotland. And this is a vessel used for gathering intelligence and mapping undersea cables. So we have deployed a Royal Navy frigate and RAF planes to monitor and track the vessel's every move, during which the Yantar directed light lasers at our pilots. That Russian action is deeply dangerous, and it's the second time this year that this ship has deployed to UK waters. We have been clear to Putin, we see this activity, we know what he is doing, and consistent with our shared objectives, with the joint work between the UK and Germany, but also the response response that our Defence Secretary set out today. We are going further with new pressure on Russia, and the UK is announcing new sanctions against Russia's cyber criminals, targeting those who seek to undermine our security through ransomware and phishing attacks. And we have also, in recent days, seen the unprecedented attack on a key railway line in Poland used to deliver vital support to Ukraine. It is clearly an unacceptable act of sabotage, and I have already offered the UK's full support to Poland on their investigation, but we should be clear, what we've seen is extremely irresponsible and reckless. The recent spate of hybrid incidents across the Euro-Atlantic since is deeply troubling, and that's why we will continue to work in lockstep on this, and why our cooperation between the UK and Germany is so important at the heart of this. The final issue I just wanted to highlight, because again Johann and I have discussed this on a number of occasions, is the scale of the humanitarian crisis in Sudan, which is horrendous, and we have discussed the coordinated pressure that we will put on to support the work of the Quad in order to keep the pressure on for a humanitarian truce, but also to prevent further atrocities. And we have both supported the Human Rights Council resolution, which is authorising an investigation into the atrocities that have been taking place in El Fasher. From Belfast to Berlin, from the Niagara Falls to the discussions that we have had in New York, from many parts of the world, Johann and I have continued our foreign policy discussions and our foreign policy partnerships. This is a direct bilateral partnership where we are strengthening our own countries, but it is also the role that our two countries can play jointly, because we know that the security partnerships we build between each other and across the world are also what strengthen our security back at home. Thank you.
Thank you. We have a question from James Rothwell, Telegraph.
Foreign Secretary, there is renewed discussion in Europe about reforming the ECHR. Can you confirm whether you discussed that with Foreign Minister Wadephul, and if so, what changes would you like to see to the ECHR? And secondly, if I may, what is your message to Labour colleagues who are plotting to oust Sir Keir Starmer? Ich habe auch eine Frage für Sie, Herr Wadephul. Deutschland zahlt Afghanen in Pakistan Geld, damit sie ihre Asylanträge zurückziehen. Würden Sie diese Methode dem Vereinigten Königreich empfehlen? Dankeschön.
Thank you. So first of all, on the ECHR, as you know, I had previously launched a review as Home Secretary into the way in which both Article 3 and Article 8 were being interpreted of the ECHR, and it's why we have been part of discussions right across Europe, and why there will be a meeting in December of Justice Ministers, and we expect further meetings of foreign ministers later this year. Look, it's really important we have a framework of international law, but it's also important that the laws are interpreted in a way that makes sense for the modern challenges that we face as well. And so that's what underpins those discussions. And yes, it is something that we have discussed here today. And in terms of the domestic issues that you said, what I would say is that the discussions that Johann and I have been having today are about the implementation of the Kensington Treaty that was drawn up by Keir Starmer, working with the German government, that are all about how we strengthen our economy and how we strengthen our security. Those are the things that this government is focusing on and will continue to focus on.
Die Personengruppe, um die es dort